Hey guys, and I am live again. Thanks for tuning in. I am Aaliyah, of course, your host of Making Money Moves podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to those that have tuned in every week to see me. I know we are running a little late today. I do apologize for that. The weather in Texas is a little bad right now. So I am sorry, but I do have a great show for you today. So let's, recap. Last week, Mint was on from Mint Beauty Collections. She's at 360. She still has her wig special for all those that need a wig. She still does have that for $175. I will post it today because I forgot to post the link last week. So thanks to Mint for coming on. She gave us a jewel. She told us to keep the faith last week. Basically, she said that, when she stepped out on faith 5 years ago, that she didn't know, what was going to happen. And she was tired of getting laid off, and she literally walked by faith. And everything worked out for her. She was like that it definitely, you definitely have to keep moving, keep yourself motivated, because she said she was ready to quit at some points, but she will not. And she was known for that. So this actually is good that she has kept it, because she does do my sew-ins. But, everything works out for the best. And then my tip for you guys last week was an app called Dig It. It was an app that saves the change when you go to the store and you swipe your cards. It takes change and puts into a savings account. And you all can select different things on what you want, where you want the money to go to. Like I told you, we are actually saving for a house. So we need between 60 and 100 grand for the down payment, because we need 20%. Oh Lord, I don't know where this gonna come from, but these little coins that I got, I guess they just got translate. Okay, so so that is one of the ways I am saving on my side. We've talked about budget in the past. So with budgeting comes saving, where your money is supposed to go, where the leakage is in your money and where it's going. I told you one of the tricks that I did was I put everything on a credit card for the month. Outside of bills, anything else I put on a credit card to see how much money I really am spending. And, I found my leakage problems. So, I definitely changed that, because food is, I like to eat. So food is one of those things that I spend a lot of money on. So we went to meal prepping, and $100 a week in meal prepping for the week. And then that has saved money tremendously for that. So that is a recap from last week. If you guys have any questions, let me know. So this week, our next money maker is Landi Spearman. She is the CEO of Landi & Co. She is a growth coach. She is a speaker. She's a senior business consultant. She is a chief strategy officer. And she went to the University of Michigan. For y'all that don't know. Granted, I don't know if I'm a University of Michigan fan. I'm probably more a Michigan State fan myself.
Come on.
But here she goes. Thank you, Landi.
Hey,
Thank you for coming with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, she is University of Michigan. I have a lot of friends that went to University of Michigan.
Go blue, go blue.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So give us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about you. And she's not from Michigan, guys. She's from Chicago.
Chi-town.
But it's okay. We love her anyway.
Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling the love, but then
So give us a little bit about you.
Sure. So Landi Spearman, I came to be in Houston by way of looking at a map and deciding that I was going to take a calculated risk, and I wanted something completely different for raising a family. I had met my husband when I worked with Kraft. Okay. So I worked with Kraft at their corporate offices, and they decided they were going to groom me for C-level executive positions, and so they had to make sure that I was cut out for the job. And so I spent my first year right out of University of Michigan in a meat processing facility. We kill turkeys for a living. So I went from a corporate office about this big as the studio to killing turkeys, wearing a hard hat, and there I met my husband. How about that?
Really?
Yeah, so the
Killing
interview went
turkeys.
well. Yeah, as he would say.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Like
because
really killing turkeys, like grabbing them,
Lewis.
chasing them.
So I didn't do that part.
Oh
But
my
no, they
gosh.
came in on a truck. I mean, it's a manufacturing facility.
Okay.
So Lewis Rich, Oscar Mayer, all the brands that we know and love, that's what we made at that plant. So
Oh
we were
my
one of the
gosh.
primary sources. So yeah, after we dated for a little while secretly because, I'm the
You
HR
worked
girl.
together.
Right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so I decided I got recruited by another company and again worked another high level job, very busy and doing all this in a very male dominated field, had a lot of experience in that.
Okay.
And we said we were going to get married. So I looked at a map and decided, okay, I can't live in this little town and can't move back to the cold. You know about that snow.
Oh Lord. Yes, Lord. I can't.
And so
I've
we've been
back.
here over 15 years to Houston. Moved right when Enron had happened, so really didn't understand the dynamics of what happened to this city. And Houston is not quote unquote a sexy city like maybe Atlanta or New York or Miami. And so when you say oil and gas, you don't quite know what you're getting into until you get here. And I'm so glad I did because it's very entrepreneurial.
It is.
I get to meet you.
It is Houston, and I've been here 10 it'll be 10
10.
years next August.
Okay.
It'll be 10 years next
We'll
August.
celebrate.
Yes. That is so funny. People meet their spouse in different places.
And the weirdest is the
yes. Y'all was killing turkeys. Shout out to Mrs. Spearman. Y'all
There
was
you
killing
go.
turkeys.
love it. He'll appreciate that for sure.
So what is a C level? Okay, so I do my research.
Sure.
So I go through to look at numbers. So one of the numbers for a growth coach, a consultant period, a coach consultant brings in, I want to say it said 25 million is what maybe an average of what you all do. So this is obviously everyone needs help. I feel like everybody needs to level up in some form of fashion.
Yeah.
So, but one thing you mentioned was sea level. So,
Yes.
what is, for the people that don't know, what
Sure.
is sea level?
Oh,
what
that's
does that
such a great
mean? Because I know
question.
you do that for one of your. We'll get into like the programs that
Sure.
you go through with people, but we can start there. So you do sea level. So
Yes.
tell us what is sea level?
Oh, that's such a great question. Can I just pause and say I'm so happy to be sitting across from you. We made this work, right? To get together.
Y'all don't understand today.
Right.
You
And
guys
we
don't get
got
it.
together by way of one of my clients / good friends now, Kyra
Yes.
Hardwick. So I wanted to definitely mention her because
Yes.
I actually acted as a C-level consultant within her company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you think of consulting, the one thing that I do different is I use my corporate experience to help executives who are currently sitting in their office, entrepreneurs who started their business, they're successful, they're doing it like, they expect to do, but they, to use your words, don't necessarily know what it's going to take to level up because
Right.
you're already successful. You're doing what you do. So a C-level executive is someone, any of the C's, so chief executive officers, chief operations officer, chief marketing. So that's what the
okay.
C is for.
Okay.
And
That makes sense.
typically in, I'll say small to even medium businesses, we don't necessarily have the same structures that the big boys do, that the big corporations do. So that's what I come in and bring is that C-level executive experience to your company. So we come in very short term, very high impact. And, as I said, you're doing what you do best. So we see what you don't see. We look at your blind spots. We look at, you used the term leakage before, the things that may be gaps and opportunities where you, just because you've been doing this every day, there may be opportunities to shift and really grow and impact your business.
That is so, Lord, this is so scary. So, I actually, after I met you and I went to Kyra's brunch, I actually went on board with Kyra
She's amazing.
for
Business
coaching. She doesn't like to
business
say
development.
she's a coach, but
yeah, business development.
And one of the things that both of you guys I've even shared on here that, you don't know, like when you've been doing stuff for so long and, you're trying to figure out like what next spot to get to,
Yes.
like how do I get to this next
Yes.
spot? You kind of like, oh, I make some money, but how can I want to be able to step out. You don't really know how to do that when you are, when you just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not I need to research and figure it out. Like you really just don't know what to do next or how to level up, because one of the questions on your, on your site was
I love her.
the next level of success. Like what does that look like for you? So
Correct.
when I read that, even for myself, I was like,
Yes.
I don't know.
That's good.
You know how you ask yourself, like, what is your next level of success? Like, is it money?
That's
Is
right.
it like houses? Is it real estate? Is it, you know, my vision board? I have a yacht because that's what I want to have in the
Hey,
next
why
10
not?
years. I want a yacht.
Why not?
So I'm like, what is that for me? So what is that? How do you translate that to the clients? Like, how do you make sure they get it? And then how do they get it in a short period of time? Because
Sure.
that's 6 weeks is an aggressive.
That's very aggressive.
It's aggressive plan.
Yes. So, couple ways is one is we help you to experience your own success. And so what do I mean by that? So if you think about riding a bike, I'll use something really simple,
Okay.
right? Can you unlearn how to ride a bike?
No.
Once you experience it, and it's like almost an epiphany, like, wait, no training wheels, I'm actually riding a bike. Once you experience that, you're there, you're walking in your experience, or in that case, riding in your experience, right? So I help to shine the light on the experiences that we're growing through, which is why you can quickly see that, oh my gosh, wait, not only am I here, but I'm celebrating what I did. I can see the shift from the last time I was here or where I was before. And you have somebody else at your level, not beneath you, not below, not coming in and telling you what to do, but more so pulling it out of you. So that's the way that we help you to experience in such a very short term. Because again, once you know how to ride that bike, it's done. So the same way that maybe podcasting was a challenge for you before, and it's something you wanted to do. It was an opportunity to create more revenue in your business, more exposure, more influence. Once you know how to do it, it's done. So we can go to the next thing. So we help you to look at what that next thing is, And honestly, when you're doing what you do every single day, sometimes you don't have the time to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
What does 2020 look like? How are you going to get there? What does 15 years from now look like? You said you wanted a yacht within 10 years.
In 10 years, I want a yacht.
We help you to reverse engineer that plan. Like, really, how are you going to get there? Let's talk through it, think through it, and actually back into it. Because tactics are one thing, but when you have the strategy and the plan, then you just adjust because, you know, life is going to happen.
You know, you say that, and that's that you know, I've never applied that to other stuff. So I've applied that to, I had a conversation with my boyfriend about his son and about a college fund.
Okay. How old is he?
And he's 4.
4. Okay.
And
Love it.
I said, you know, one of the things that you should do is obviously outside of, you know, maybe getting scholarships or whatever to put money aside. He has some plan, but I was like, you know, you should look at, I was like, well, let's look at the top 3 schools in Texas,
Okay.
how much they cost, adjust for inflation, and then take the average of the 3.
Love it.
That's what we need to say.
She's a keeper,
for
by the way,
school.
boyfriend.
That's what we need to say for school. So let's then divide that to see what you need to put in every 2 weeks.
That's
so
good.
that you have this once this child turns 18.
Great.
And I did that for the school for college.
Yes.
But I never even dawned on me to do that for anything else.
So I love that
Never-
example. That was perfect.
never
And
dawned
shout
on
out
me
to
for
you
that.
for thinking through that, because the reality of it is when you do something in your life, when you make an adjustment, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your personal life, your spiritual life, whatever that is, more than likely when you focus on one thing in one aspect or one area of your life, once you make that adjustment or that shift, you'll see it permeate through the rest of your life. You'll see the other areas like, man, I can apply it here. And, oh, I didn't know that was an issue over here because I'm focused on this area. So in that situation with the college fund, think about whatever it is. It doesn't have to be money. And that's, again, that C-level thinking. Sometimes we're only measuring our success by revenue. Sometimes we're only
Yes.
measuring our success by money.
It is. It's easier.
It's
I don't,
easier.
but I don't. And you know what's funny? You say that. I
Tell
don't
me.
even know another way.
Oh, I got some. We should.
I don't like.
We should talk.
Literally, in you know the way my mind works, I'm all about numbers, right? So for me, the bottom line is the numbers.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the bottom line. So I
Absolutely.
look at growth, like even with taxes, weddings, I look at growth from the clientele that I've
Yes.
like the numbers, the money, the people, the referrals.
Yes.
Like I average this many referrals a
Yes.
year. I had this clients. I need this many
So,
clients.
so
next
look
year.
at that. That's what I love about what you just said. So once you look at your bottom line, how much you want to make, the other ways to measure or the other forms of measurement can include numbers. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're dollar numbers or revenue numbers. So here's an
Okay,
example.
I got you.
If you say next year 2019, and this might be one of our coaching sessions or something that we would go through, I would ask you, okay, so how many off days do you want to take? And you may have never thought about that number, right? I'm looking at your face, so that's a real thing. Right?
What is an off day?
Okay. So when, again, thinking through how they do it in corporations,
Yeah.
you get 2 weeks off when you first start a company,
You
right?
do, yeah.
You generally get Saturdays and Sundays, depending on the position, right?
do.
But for whatever reason, that quality of life, when we sign up to be an entrepreneur, we kind of just discount that and wipe it out. And I'm saying, nope, that's not okay. Let's create
Yeah.
the lifestyle business that you want for yourself. So it's a different way of looking at things and a different way of thinking, but it's not. It's already being done. We have the blueprints, essentially. We have what's already successful and working. I just help you to connect it within your business.
Y'all hear that? All these entrepreneurs, we work ourselves to death. Okay, Lord, we need these days.
I think the last
That is
time we
so
tried to
funny.
connect, I was in Jamaica for almost 10 days, I think.
You were, and I was
Right.
like, "Oh, okay. Well, hit me when you get back. I'm going to work." Okay?
But that's
That is
because
so
that's a
funny.
part of my measurement.
It is. Taking days off.
Taking days off. Am I going on vacation? I said I wanted to do 2 big vacations per year. I was in Paris at the beginning of the year.
Oh,
I
Paris.
am in Jamaica, and then in a couple weeks I'll be in Cancun. That's not a vacation. That's a working trip. But it is Cancun. So,
Yeah.
but you get what I'm saying? Like, because I know excuse me, I'm excited about this. Because I know how passionate I am about the quality of lifestyle that I believe we should have. Not just because it's my belief, it's because entrepreneurs have a greater chance of being depressed.
I can see that. I can see that.
Our statistics regarding the amount of money that we have for retirements is not even half, not even a third of if you worked at a company.
It's not.
The amount of hours that we put in, think about it. You
I
do
know.
this.
I know. And, I've talked about, and I didn't even know, and this is what's funny. So, before, obviously, I was a teacher. So, I had a 403B. I never even thought about, anything else aside of retirement, putting any money up aside. It's fine.
Yep.
When I started working for myself, I was like, oh, I need to start putting money to start. Right. But I never really started.
Yep.
And then I had a conversation with, and I know people in the financial industry, but I never had a conversation with people. So then one day I had a conversation with my uncle, who is an entrepreneur, and he's the one that told me about SEP IRAs. And he's the one that told me about these things. So then I had to go look them up.
Smart man.
Outside of now I'm going through regulation with the CPA, and it's talking about them all over again. But, and then it was like, oh, we could put $55,000 a year, in this account for your retirement, this, and that. So I didn't think about it prior to becoming an entrepreneur. I didn't think about the first couple of years of like, oh, I'll do it.
But if you were working in a company, they would
have already had started
when
right
you
away.
first sign your papers, your contract to work. They start you in the beginning. Yeah. So that's again, you asked the question initially, what is that C level? What is that, what does that look like? So just helping to pull together those pieces that in your company, let's institute this now. Let's start. And it's never too late. It's not like, oh my gosh, I should have been doing this. I don't allow you to have that self-pity. I'm holding you accountable for what you said. What is your experience of success that you want? And that was the reason why I was talking about the revenue is not the only measurement. It may be the number of vacation days. It may be you want more time off. It may be you want more money but less work. It may be you want to pick up your kid from school. It may be you want to do hot yoga. Have you done hot yoga?
No, not yet.
We're going to do some hot yoga.
I'm working.
Okay.
Well, I got braids now. I'm for it now.
I know.
This weather. I got braids. So no, I haven't even, that is so funny, but now it's a difference. So, that is great.
right?
Anyway.
So you get
Yeah, so I
the need
definitely
is
get
there.
it.
And then and let me just mention one other thing. When I use the term coach versus consulting, consulting is me coming in and say do this, do this, do this, because I have a lot of experience. I've worked at these big companies. I've also been an entrepreneur myself. I've come in and I've managed, hey, just come in and teach my people how to sell. Just come in and you know, and so I've seen results turn around in months, literally. So because I know how to do the consulting, I also know how important it is to coach. And coach is not telling you what to do. Coaching is asking or pulling those questions out or giving you a new way of thinking that you may not have thought of. So the way that you just used the example about the college, the money, reverse engineering, now you have that insight like, hey, honey, let's do it this way. Or in your business, how about we begin with the end in mind and let's reverse engineer, because now you have it. So you got that short-term high impact.
That's so funny.
Right?
That is so funny.
Yes, ma'am.
I've never even thought about it like any outside of anything. That is so, y'all, let me tell you, I'm finna start taking days off work though. How about that?
Hey, I told you, let's talk.
So okay, so you also so tell me how Shift came about.
Sure.
So I know, okay, guys. So Shift, obviously, it's an acronym for success in personal and professional, health and happiness, impact, freedom, and time.
Yep.
So how did Shift come about?
So I have this slogan,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to pronounce it properly for the listeners. It's "We make shift happen." Okay, with the F in there, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So the shift itself is a shift in your mindset, it's a shift in your thinking. The reality of it is a lot of times as leaders or as the boss, right, or the person in charge, you know, have you ever heard that term from the show Who Gonna Check Me, Boo? Yeah, right. Who's gonna tell you what to do? You're the
Right.
boss, right? You're the decision maker, the rainmaker. You got to go out, get the business, come back in, service the client, all of that, right? So who is going to check or help you? Who's going to hold you accountable for the things that you want? So the acronym, the success, the S in success is, what is your experience of success? What do you really want to look like? Like, did you just start baking cakes because you were awesome baking cakes and people were like, you should continue doing this? And then by the time you're 5-10 years into it, or you're at 1.2 million trying to figure out how to get to 3.5 million, or you're at your first 150,000 trying to figure out just how to double that next year, you stop baking cakes. You have to think about the business, right? So that's a shift in your mindset. Because what it took you to get to the 150,000 is not the same set of skills that it's going to take you to double it.
And I'm so learning that. In this good old process that I have to trust.
Yes, trust the process. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that's the S, and experiencing that success for yourself and thinking through, what are those elements? I thought it was just money. I thought I just wanted to bake cakes, but I like baking cakes and training people. So maybe I hire somebody to do my social media, and it's, you know, looking at all those things. The H, I'm so committed to your health and happiness, because a lot of times, and I don't know about you, but I'll put that last. Like if it's things I gotta, like, okay, what do I have to do today? I literally take that off the table first. I'll work out tomorrow. And the reality of it is, what's on the inside of us, we don't get that back. We don't get to replenish it unless we do something to replenish and maintain it. And working all these hours we work, you have to have some sort of balance. So that's the health and happiness. That's the, what makes you happy? What do you do outside of work? You like, she's laughing.
What do y'all do outside of work?
Work. Okay.
Lay on nothing. I watch the Hallmark Channel.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Hey, we all have our little idiosyncrasies and the
like
things that we
eat,
love,
drink,
right?
But I lay on the couch.
But you get, like, it's being intentional for your health and your happiness, right? And so the I is your impact or your influence. Sometimes that can be philanthropic or volunteering. Sometimes that can be your influence, like us connecting and being very intentional about connecting for real. And what does that look like? So now you're sharing on my platform, I'm sharing on your platform. Now we're influencing each other, we're impacting each other,
right?
So is that what you want? Do you want more impact? How do you do that? So helping you think through that. Is it rebranding? Those type of things. The F is freedom. So there's this thing that I use, this term that I use called a success trap. And the reality of it is the more successful we get, the more successful we get. So we stay being successful and we think at some point that it's going to be a destination over there that we'll get to, and then we'll slow down. Well,
No.
what's that? The point keeps moving. The destination keeps
It does.
moving.
I don't think people put like this is the number, or this is where once I get to this particular place, I think I'll be okay.
And then it moves.
Then it moves. I've said that like
Then it's the yacht,
a
but then it's
million
the
times.
helicopter that has to land on the
it's
yacht. And
a
then
million times.
That's
I have
a
like it has
real thing.
moved because I kind of feel like we are the generation that's like we're not satisfied. If that's kind of makes sense.
Oh,
like
that
we're not
makes all the
like
sense.
I don't know, maybe not everybody, but maybe I think if you have some type of drive or grind or
Striving,
go get or
thriving.
something, you're never satisfied with where you are.
So I'm probably most guilty of it. I am. I'm a Lean Six Sigma certified green belt. What that means is I know process improvement. So being in those manufacturing facilities that I told you about, I would have to train engineers. I would hire and train engineers and help them to institute. I work for GE also, and GE you had to be certified for Lean Six Sigma, and so I learned that from training it, and then later on in life, I decided for my business I wanted to do that myself. So I'm constantly looking at improvement. That's the reason why I keep a sharp eye for my clients. The problem with that is I'm enrolled in the University of Phoenix right now. I got a certification program, and it's not a problem. It's just that I have to look at why. Why am I doing this? Am I doing this, asking some internal questions? Am I doing this for self-validation? Am I doing this for, sometimes we want those additional letters behind our name, right?
Yes.
And so that freedom, going back to the F,
It does.
that freedom away from those things, not that they're bad, it's just the reality of what we kind of measure and look at as what makes us us. And then the T is time. So you don't get more of that back. So we actually look at how you're spending your time, and is it the highest, best use of your time?
Oh man, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to put a point together, something. At some point, though, I feel like we have to be. Now, wait,
Tell me.
before I say that,
Come on.
These letters make a difference in your name. These letters behind your name make a difference. It makes a difference to other people. And the only reason I say that is because of what I do. I've been doing taxes. I've been in the tax or financial field for 10 years. But I've been to different places recently, and people, even though I've been doing this for so long, won't let their clients touch me because of my CPA, because I'm still testing for the CPA. Like I haven't finished the test yet. So those letters, the letters make a difference.
So
it makes a difference as for other people's validation.
Can I please just say I 100% agree. And as I said, I'm probably most guilty.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you are learning. You are continuing to grow. You are getting professional development. So I am totally that's what I do, right? I help leaders grow. I help leaders up level. I help them to think strategically, right, about what's next. So that would be something that you and I would talk about, because who you want to work with next, who you want your clients to be, you want them to be like, oh, I have no question because she has those letters, if that's what they need. Everyone doesn't need that, but those that do, you want to be ready to serve them.
Oh Lord. Okay, y'all. We gotta have a part 2 to this. Okay, before I leave
enough.
for you guys one of these next couple of weeks or next month. I'll be gone for a little
Where you
while.
headed?
October. Who this CPA is taking my life? I'll be in Dallas with this lady.
I'll be praying.
Shout out to this lady. Let me tell y'all, this lady, before we leave, this lady has a 95% pass rate on this CPA exam. For anybody that is an accountant or CPA, if you do not know who this lady is, with the program, you have to have Becker. Obviously, Becker is one of the most, probably one of the most, if not the most expensive software that you can get, like packaging for study material for the CPA exam.
It's an investment.
It is definitely an investment. They compare the CPA exam to the bar, which I've never taken the bar, and I have friends that have taken the bar, but I know they get 3 days to take, for 2 days
intense.
or whatever for theirs. So granted, we can take ours at different times, 4 parts of the test, but the material.
Yeah.
I think theirs is like 1,000, 1,200 to 2,000. Mine was 5.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to material,
It's
but
an investment.
it's all about what you invest in and what
Yep.
you want to do. So just know this sacrifice, Lord. So I won't see you guys October, probably middle of October through November. I won't see you guys. Not in here. I might go live from my phone, but I won't see you guys. I will be in Dallas with this lady. 95% pass rate. I think it's well worth my money to go get it done so I can get these tests passed. So I'll be CPA by February.
Fair
All right.
enough.
But okay, at the end of the show, gotta go. I have everybody drop a gem. So give us something they can take away, some type of tip, financial tip, strategic tip, a relationship tip, because you met your husband at work, Lord, killing turkeys.
I hired him.
So whatever
Okay, sure. So a quick tip I would say is don't be afraid to allow your inside self to match your outside self. And so,
that's good.
right? So, we put on our lips and our hair and our collared shirts and all of this fun stuff, or our ties and our good shoes. And the reality of it is, especially as leaders, especially as entrepreneurs, I spoke to some statistics today, and we want to make sure that the inside of us matches the outside. And it's nothing wrong with getting support, short term, high impact, to get shift done.
All right. Y'all heard it from you guys heard it from Landi. All right now. So I will put her link in the comments so that you all can see that. You can click on her. You can call her if necessary. If you want to schedule an appointment with her, you can do that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, my tip for today probably will be to trust the process. You really have to trust the process. I am going through it, and right now as we speak, I know I don't look like it, but just know I'll have a testimony for y'all in November. Okay. It's coming. I feel it.
We're
It's
praying for
coming.
you.
But thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for tuning in. iTunes, iHeartMedia, I think Google, all of the things that's on there. YouTube, you can find me at Making Money Moves Podcast. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is all Making Money Moves as well. Thank you for coming and joining
Absolutely.
me again.
I'll see you soon,
see
right?
You guys. Yes, I will see you guys next week, I think. I don't know, but I'm out.